While completing routine afternoon checkups, school nurse Isabella Moreau was examining third grader Sophie's sore throat. It was a calm Wednesday afternoon in Jefferson Elementary's nursing office when the announcement echoed through the school speakers. Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. This is not a drill. All teachers and students implement immediate lockdown procedures. Little Sophie clung to Isabella in fear. Nurse Isabella, what's happening? Why are they locking everyone in their rooms? Sophie asked in a trembling voice as sounds of teachers running in panic could be heard in the corridors. But Isabella did something different. She hugged Sophie reassuringly and said, "Everything will be okay, sweetheart." Then, instead of locking the nursing office door, she opened it. Unlike other staff heading to hide, she was walking toward the main corridor where the danger sounds were coming from. In the next 2 minutes, everyone at Jefferson Elementary would learn who Isabella Moreau really was, because those automatic weapon sounds and tactical movements weren't foreign to her at all. When she confronted the armed intruder in the main corridor, Isabella's movement had changed. Her walk had changed. Even the way she held her stethoscope was different. It was as if she had become a completely different person. Welcome to Hidden Legends. Before continuing with this powerful story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from. And if you believe stories like this should be told, hit that subscribe button. Isabella Moreau was a 40-year-old school nurse who had been working at Jefferson Elementary School in Austin for 7 years. All 400 students in the school loved her dearly. She was calm, reliable, always in the right place at the right time. Nurse Isabella is our angel, the students would say. We feel safe when we're with her. But Isabella's safety feeling came from places very different from a normal school nurse's experience. Her work routine at school was the same every day. She would arrive at 7:30 a.m. and leave at 4 p.m., treating scrapes, stomach aches, headaches, flu checks, standard school nursing duties. But Isabella's approach was different. Other teachers found Isabella's response to emergencies strange. "Isabella, how do you stay so calm during crisis moments?" they would ask. "Training," Isabella would say quietly. "Some situations can be unexpected. You need to be prepared." This training came from a 15-year Delta Force career in the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, counterterrorism operations, hostage rescue, close quarters combat. Isabella has served operationally in the world's most dangerous places. Isabella Moreau's real story began 23 years ago. She had joined the Army at 18. But why? It wasn't family tradition, it wasn't economic necessity, it was something else. Since childhood, Isabella had been interested in protection duties, organization, discipline, protecting innocent people. "I want to protect innocents in danger," she had told the military recruiter. After basic military training, she received medical education, then aviation school, Ranger School. She showed extraordinary performance. She caught the attention of Special Operations Command. Delta Force selection was the toughest military training: psychological evaluation, physical endurance, tactical skill assessment, close quarters combat specialization. Isabella managed to place in the top 3 among female candidates in history. During her 15 years of active duty, Isabella had served in various dangerous regions: counterterrorism operations, hostage rescue missions, high-value target protection, civilian area security. Isabella's expertise was close quarters, combat, and civilian protection operations. Her most critical missions were school and hospital security operations, educational institutions under terrorist threat, civilian protection, child security. She had completed over 200 successful protection operations. Isabella's Delta Force training wasn't just standard combat, close quarters combat, civilian protection tactics, hostage rescue procedures, child psychology, specialized skills. "A Delta operator must be a multi-purpose protector," said Training Commander Lieutenant Colonel Leclerc. "Combat specialist, protection expert, psychological analyst, life-death decisions in civilian areas." Isabella had fully embraced this philosophy. Tactical protection in civilian areas, security operations in school environments, child safety protocols. Her protection knowledge was at military level. The most critical training was school security operations, educational institutions, child protection, family security. Isabella had learned tactical operations in civilian educational environments. During an operation in Syria, they had rescued 80 children from a school under terrorist attack. Isabella had safely evacuated all students by combining tactical expertise and child psychology. After that mission, she became one of Delta Force's most valuable civilian protection operators. She had specifically received single operator intervention training, maximum protection with limited resources. This training would prove very useful at the school. After 15 years of active duty, Isabella had decided to retire. PTSD symptoms, desire for normal life, commitment to community service, she had made a career change to the education sector. "Why are you leaving Delta Force?" her commander had asked. "Because I want to continue protection services in a peaceful civilian environment, protecting children without war." At nursing school, Isabella was overqualified. Advanced medical education, crisis experience, emergency response skills, but the instructors didn't question her detailed military background. "I've always wanted to work in child health," Isabella had said, "to provide medical care and security to children. School nursing was a perfect fit." The school environment felt familiar to Isabella. Child protection, security procedures, crisis management, but civilian, peaceful. When Jefferson Elementary hired her, Isabella was an extraordinary nurse. Child care, medical excellence, crisis management, but no one knew her extraordinary military protection background. Wednesday, the 14th of March. Isabella was on her normal shift, routine checks in the school nursing office, flu symptoms, scrape treatments, headache checks, normal school nursing duties. Isabella was examining third grader Sophie's sore throat in the nursing office. An 8-year-old sweet girl, mild cold symptoms, routine check. "Nurse Isabella, my throat still hurts," Sophie said sadly. "It'll pass soon, sweetie. If you drink lots of water, you'll get better much faster," Isabella said with a loving smile. But Isabella had noticed unusual activity in the school, increased movement of security personnel, tense behavior of administrative staff, subtle tension signals. At 1:35 p.m., the school announcement system activated. "Lockdown, lockdown, lockdown. This is not a drill. All teachers and students implement immediate lockdown procedures." Panic began in the nursing office. Sophie was gripped with fear. Sounds of teachers running in the corridors could be heard. Armed intruder in school, the worst nightmare for an educational institution. "Nurse Isabella, what's happening?" "I'm scared," Sophie said in a trembling voice. "Stay calm, sweetie. Everything will be fine," Isabella said. But she was conducting internal assessment, threat analysis, security evaluation, tactical intervention planning. Automatic weapon fire sounds were coming from the main corridor. AR-15 pattern, controlled shots, systematic movement. This wasn't random violence, planned attack. "Sophie, now you're going to go behind the nursing cabinet. Wait quietly," Isabella instructed. But Isabella was making different plans. Threat neutralization, child protection, tactical intervention. Isabella left the nursing office for the main corridor. Other staff were in hiding positions, but Isabella was moving to find the threat. In the main corridor, she saw the attacker. Late 22nd, male black tactical clothing, Arkansas 15 rifle, systematically checking classrooms, military-style movement, but amateur execution. Isabella conducted automatic threat assessment, single attacker, medium-level training, psychological instability, child target focus, tactical approach plan, flanking maneuver, close quarters disarmament, minimum child exposure. Isabella's movement pattern completely changed. Silent approach, cover usage, precise timing, school nurse gone, Delta Force operator activated. Isabella approached the attacker in the shadows. Military stealth techniques, noise discipline, tactical positioning. The attacker's attention was on a classroom door. Back exposed, perfect approach angle. 15 meters. Isabella tactical breathing, muscle memory activation. 10 meters, close quarters combat stance, precise timing. 5 meters. Final approach. Commitment to engagement. Combat sequence. Disarm. Control. Neutralize. Delta Force muscle memory automatic. She took control of the attacker's weapon, applied pressure points, ground control position, total time, 2 minutes. Threat neutralized, Isabella said calmly into the school security radio. Attacker unconscious, weapon secured, 400 children protected. The security team arrived expecting chaos. Found organized threat control. Isabella was holding the attacker in professional restraint position. Situation completely under control. Nurse Moreau? How? Asked Security Chief DuPont in amazement. Training, Isabella said simply. Are the children safe? School staff began emerging from hiding positions. Teachers, students, administrative staff, everyone safe thanks to Isabella's intervention. Principal Laurent couldn't believe it. Isabella, this was incredible. Where did you learn this? Isabella hesitated. Time to reveal her 7-year secret. Military background. Delta Force, Isabella said quietly. School staff gathered around listening. Delta Force. What kind of military unit? Asked teacher. Elena LeClaire. Special Forces Operational Detachment, Counterterrorism, Hostage Rescue, Civilian Protection, 15 years active duty. Complete silence. The school's beloved nurse was actually an elite military protection specialist. Isabella, you were in Delta Force? Asked Principal Laurent in disbelief. First Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, retired 7 years ago, became a nurse. Police arrived, took the attacker into custody. Isabella's professional restraint technique was perfect. No injuries, complete control. Students learned about Isabella's heroism. Sophie was very emotional. Nurse Isabella, I didn't know you were a hero, but I always knew you were very strong. Sophie, I'm still the same person. I'm still your nurse. I'm still here to take care of you. Student families expressed gratitude. With Isabella, our children always felt safe. Now we know why. Isabella continued normal nursing duties, but colleagues saw her differently. Respect mixed with admiration. How do you transition from Delta Force to nursing? Asked young teacher Camille. Both jobs are about protecting innocent people. Different methods, same mission. Isabella's former Delta Force teammates learned the news. Messages and phone calls came from around the world. Heard about the school protection operation. Classic Moreau tactical response. Once Delta, always a protector. Glad the children are safe. Retired Commander Colonel Rousseau personally called Isabella. I'm proud of you. Perfect protection response under civilian conditions. Commander, I just did what training taught us. Protecting innocent children. Exactly what we trained for. Protection service continues in different forms. Isabella's story isn't just about heroism. It's about the evolution of service spirit, the peaceful application of warrior skills. From Delta Force to school nursing, from war operations to child care, from tactical intervention to healing touch, always serving. The Army taught me to fight, school nursing taught me to heal. The community taught me that both skills are valuable. Children who survived the school attack say this when they see Isabella. Real protectors don't stop fighting. They find new battles worth fighting. Isabella's courage that day was the civilian application of Delta Force training. Military expertise applied in school security. I'm no longer a soldier, but the protective spirit never ends. Service continues. Mission changes. Children will understand in the future. Protection takes many forms. So I ask you, do you know veterans quietly serving in your educational community? Hidden military backgrounds silently contributing in civilian educational services. Share your experiences in the comments because at Hidden Legends, we believe the greatest protectors often serve in the most sensitive care roles. If this story moved you, share it, subscribe, and help these important veteran stories continue. We'll see you in the next legend. And remember, the next time you see a school nurse, teacher, or education worker, they might have military service backgrounds you never knew about.